What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Peterson. Coming up on today's show, it's a jam-packed one. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. Starting off with the terrible news on Nnamdi Madubuike that John Harbaugh gave us today at his press conference. He also gave us an update on Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, his injury status as well. And then at the end of it, John Harbaugh spoke a little bit on Zach Orr. All four of those things we're discussing on today's show. Very happy that you're hanging out with us on this fine Monday afternoon. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do that and do it today because we're closing in on 38,000 subscribers. Only 117 subs away. Can we get that today? It's free. That's all I got to say. Does not cost you a dime to subscribe. And in return, you get around 10 videos a week, live shows every Wednesday, watch parties every single game day. It's the best place to be if you love the Baltimore Ravens. And again, does not cost you a dime. So the breaking news we got to talk about first. Nnamdi Madubuike is out for the year. And it's pretty devastating. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Unfortunately, we saw this coming at the end of last week. We actually did a video about this exact same thing. And Harbaugh was the one who broke it to us today. Nnamdi Madubuike out for the year. Fortunately, there were questions about whether that neck injury could jeopardize his career. And Harbaugh said those questions are for Madubuike to address. It doesn't sound good, guys. We knew anytime you're dealing with a neck injury, that's something incredibly serious. Anytime you're dealing with neck, back, head, those are things that could have very long-term effects on a person's life outside of football. Those are things you want to take very, very seriously. And I'm glad they're doing that this year. Regardless, though, you're going to be missing a guy for the rest of the season that was off to an unbelievably hot start. He had a sack in each of the games he played, a 15.6% quarterback pressure rate against Buffalo, 11.8% against Cleveland, 9 combined QB pressures, and it felt like finally he was back to where he was in 2023. We finally got our Nnamdi Madubuike back, and unfortunately the season was cut short, and your defense is going to take a massive hit because of it. And because of that, kind of like what I talked about earlier last week, I think Eric DeCosta needs to make a move. I think Eric DeCosta needs to make a move. Whether that's trading for somebody. I'm not super interested in signing anybody, obviously, because in my opinion, there's not that many great interior defensive linemen that are just left on the scrap heap right now. And John Harbaugh was even asked about this today. I'll probably talk about this a little bit more. I'm thinking probably tomorrow, but still, he said it's always something that'll be on the table for sure. Jeffrey Simmons, that's a name we've talked about. That's a name I'm on. We've also talked about Dexter Lawrence. That one seems a little bit less likely to me. Quinnen Williams as well. Would love either of those guys. Those two seem a little bit less likely to me. But Jeffrey Simmons seems like a legitimate possibility. We all know that the Titans on the deadline are probably going to be sellers rather than being buyers. And right now, with all the injuries going on with Baltimore, with how their defense has played through the first 4 games of the season, they need to be buyers. Because at the end of the day, this is still a really, really talented team. So Jeffrey Simmons, I'd love for him to be a Baltimore Raven. See if he can make up for what you're going to lose with Nnamdi Madubuike. Speaking of Madubuike being gone, I need you guys to show him some love for me in the comment section down below. Spam those 92s. Going to hate not seeing him out there, especially like I said earlier, with how hot he started this season. But I need you guys to show his support, show him your support, and get those 92s in the comment section. All right, now, the time you guys have all been waiting for, probably what you've been waiting on pins and needles for the most so far today, is the Lamar Jackson injury update. And what we heard from John Harbaugh was a little bit surprising to me, and I don't necessarily love the direction this might be going. He said there was no way that Lamar Jackson was going back into that game. The injury precluded it. Now, I don't know if I want this to be true or not. On one hand, I don't want this to be true because I want him to be able to go on Sunday, go the week after that, and be healthy. I don't want him to be dealing with a major hamstring injury. But also, there's part of me that does want this to be true because if it is true, that means he didn't quit on the team yesterday. And if John Harbaugh is lying about it, then that means maybe just a little bit. I know we've already talked about it before. Feels like he might have quit on the team a little bit yesterday against the Chiefs. He's officially questionable for the game upcoming on Sunday against the Houston Texans. And now look, I've got confidence in Cooper Rush to win you some ball games. I don't know if I have confidence in Cooper Rush to win you some ball games with the way this defense is playing right now. Because right now, you're going to have to score 35 points if you want to have a shot to win a football game. Scored 40 against the Buffalo Bills week 1. You didn't win that game, did you? Scored a lot against the Lions. Didn't win that game. Obviously, you didn't score a lot against the Chiefs because they absolutely dominated you. But here's what we got coming up over the next 5 weeks. Texans, Rams, both at home against the Bears, and then on the road against the Dolphins. All 4 of those games are winnable. And right now for Lamar Jackson, yeah, I want him to be 100% fully healthy, but you're in a spot in this season. You're 1-3 after the first 4 weeks of the season. You never thought you would be here at this point. You can't really drop any more games. So I want them to treat this carefully, because if he injures this further and he's out for the rest of the year, obviously this thing's over. But I'm interested to see how they're going to play this with the bye week coming up so soon. Because I could see it being, you know what, he's going to tough it out and then we're going to use the bye to get fully healthy. Or I could see this as saying, you know what, he's going to miss these next 2 games, take the bye week, and then we're going to eye week 8 against the Bears to when he's going to be fully 100% ready to go. How are you guys feeling about Lamar's injury? Scale your concern level, 1 to 100 for me in the comment section down below. If it's a 100, that means you're pressing the red panic button. You're freaking out. If it's a 1, it means you're not worried at all. You think he's going to play on Sunday against Houston. You let me know your answer in the comment section. I got to tell you guys about an awesome deal. If you guys want to have some fun watching Monday Night Football tonight, make sure to download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CLNS. That'll get you $50 when you play just 5. You and I may make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Lamar Jackson pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. Here are my picks for tonight's games on Monday Night Football. Give me the more on Justin Fields' passing yards, 108.5 against the Dolphins. Their defense is horrendous. Give me the less on Bo Nix's rush yards, 11.5. They're going to take on Cincinnati. And you know what? I'm feeling good about the Jets, apparently. Give me the more on Breece Hall, half a rushing touchdown. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, let's go on to Marlon Humphrey now. Ian Rappaport was the one breaking the news today. Marlon Humphrey, who was ruled out with a calf injury on Sunday, is expected to miss a couple of weeks. Sources say not as bad as it could have been. All of Baltimore's soft tissue injuries appear to be week to week, not major. And I guess that's the good news out of this, right? Every single one of those injuries they suffered yesterday seem to be ones that's not going to keep you out very long. It seems max they're going to be out until after the bye week, week 8 against the Bears. And I feel like that's probably going to be the trajectory for Marlon Humphrey. It's another hit, man. The hits keep coming, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The guys you had not playing defensively were Nnamdi Madubuike, Broderick Washington, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Jones. Then you added Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, and Nate Wiggins to that injury report on the defensive side of the football. That is 7 starters you could be missing when you take on the Rams next. 7 starters. I know this defense has been bad, but I think it's obvious that they've been very unlucky as well. The flip side of that is they weren't really good when they were fully healthy, unfortunately. And Marlon Humphrey, let's just call it what it is. He's had a really, really bad season. His coverage stats in 2025, he's been targeted 15 times, allowed 11 receptions, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. Quarterbacks have a passer rating of 146.4 when targeting Marlon Humphrey, and he's not even tackling well to make up for it. 28.6% missed tackle rate. Hopefully this can be a good thing for him. I don't know how that's possible. I'm just trying to spin it in some way positively. Hopefully he sees this, and now he sees it as an opportunity to recenter himself, refocus, get healthy, get right, take a couple of weeks off, and then come back whenever it is after the bye, after the game against Chicago for the Rams game. I don't care. Just get back and be right. and start playing some good football. Now, before we head out, John Harbaugh spoke on Zach Orr. We really haven't heard John Harbaugh address Zach Orr, and we've been waiting for it because of how bad this Ravens defense has been, and it has been generationally bad. I could promise you that. Well, John Harbaugh obviously got asked about it in today's press conference, and he said he has confidence in Zach Orr. Thought the defense was put in compromising position by injuries, field position. We're not too far away on defense, he said. I really have confidence we're going to play defense this year. I hope he's right, and I'm not surprised that he's saying this. I never expected John Harbaugh, a guy who usually keeps the cards close to the vest, to throw a guy like Zach Orr under the bus. But just because he said it doesn't mean it's true. Just because he's saying it doesn't make it so. This defense has been horrible. Did you know that the Ravens are on pace to allow 565 points in 2025, which would be the most allowed in the history of the National Football League? They're on that pace right now. Now, sure, they've played some good offenses. Detroit, Buffalo, Kansas City, I guess they're kind of good. I don't know. They looked like world beaters yesterday. Regardless, I don't care, man. I don't care. This is a Ravens defense. It's supposed to be dominant. It's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be physical. Instead, it's just getting pushed around. I want to know, should the Ravens fire Zach Orr? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. Weigh in with your answer. And while you're down there, you'll find the links to my Twitter and my Instagram. Make sure to give me a follow over there. My Twitter's going like crazy, almost 1,300 followers. I was under 1,000 like a month and a half ago. So shout out to you guys. Make sure you subscribe as well.